Hello and welcome to Castanet Penticton's Mayor's Minute. I'm Colin Dacre, joined here by the Mayor, Andrew Jacobite.
Hello.
So, Penticton Council this week approved some pretty ambitious plans from BC Housing to convert the Motel Super 8 on Main Street into a social housing complex, like, kind of like transitional housing, emergency shelter, cold weather beds, mental health resources, addictions resources, all in one spot. But there was a lot of discussion as well. Looking forward in the next couple of weeks, the city's actually put together a bit of a symposium for all these stakeholders to, I guess, discuss what the next step would be to end homelessness in the community. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, you know, actually, probably a month or so ago, we started talking about it being a crisis and concern in terms of homelessness, addictions, and mental health in the community. They're certainly getting a greater profile, and one of the action items out of that was to create a forum and have not just the nonprofits and the faith-based groups which have been sort of started meeting and to getting a unified voice, but a lot of the stakeholders and government agencies under one roof. And that's going to happen next week, next Thursday, for about 4 hours. And actually, Joe Roberts, who was homeless, is now a CEO, and he's actually going across Canada. You may have heard of Push for Change. He's pushing a shopping cart across Canada to raise awareness and try to make a difference for homelessness, in particular for youth. And so he's one of the presenters, and then we have a facilitator, and really looking at what are the gaps in the services and where are the overlaps, and trying to get 5 key strategies that the city and the stakeholders can all sort of action to get us one step closer to a plan of action to deal with homelessness, addiction, and mental health.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, in terms of what you're hoping to accomplish a 4-hour meeting, but I mean, is this going to be one of the first times that all these groups really come together in one room like this?
I think all of them together, yes, and like certainly there's been some progress. You've heard of 100 Homes Penticton, and trying to find homes for homeless and housing first strategy. So that's been bringing a lot of the players together. There's a working group of a lot of the nonprofits that sort of identify those in need and sort of work on a case-by-case scenario on those. But to get the larger group in, and traditionally the city hasn't been involved. We've had one of our councillors sits in some of those meetings. I've sat in some of those meetings, but really because it's becoming more prominent, and we really need a full solution. This week with the BC Housing Super 8 project that's dealing with low barrier housing and initial and expanding our emergency shelters. But second stage housing and other mental health resources, and having people access to addiction recovery and mental health. The RCMP is going to have a mental health officer rolling out now. So like there's some momentum building, and we want to capitalize on that and make sure we have some supports for people who need them and who are ready, when they're ready to say I need help, that they're there, and we can actually transition them from an unfortunate circumstances in their lives, or a place in their life that they want to change from into a better place, and give them the resources to do that.
All right, perfect. That was this week's Castanet Penticton Mayor's Minute. If you have a question you'd like to submit to the Mayor, you can send it to letters@castanet.net. Until next time.
Find your next boat, bike, RV, or snowmobile in our Power Sports section. You can find it in the Classifieds button on the yellow masthead.